care so much about how the products I buy look. So I've always loved the design of the Studio Display and the Pro Display XDR, and I tried for years to look for a cheaper alternative with the same kind of minimal aluminum design, and I never found one until now. So this is the Kuykon G32P, and it costs 3 times less than the Apple's Pro Display XDR. And in this video I will walk you through the pros and cons of this monitor and share my honest opinion at the end, so you will know whether it's really worth buying or not. First of all, when you get this monitor, you also get the stand and the Visa mount included in the price. If you're thinking of getting the Apple Pro Display XDR, be ready to spend an extra $1,000 for the stand alone, or $200 for the Visa mount, that are not included in the price. The design is clearly inspired by Apple, and it's all aluminum. The stand feels incredibly solid, and you can raise it, you can tilt it, you can rotate it to portrait with just one hand. And the bezels aren't ultra thin, but overall it looks premium, and yeah, it really fits into a clean workspace. This is a 32-inch 6K panel with a slightly higher resolution than Apple's Pro Display XDR. The colors on this monitor are way better than I expected and quite similar to my MacBook, so I can confidently edit in color grade here. One of the downsides, let's say, of this monitor is the brightness. It goes up to 500 nits, and the Apple Pro Display XDR, for example, goes up to 1000 nits. I personally live in a very sunny place with over 300 sunny days a year. However, I personally haven't had the need of more brightness because at the end of the day, I'm using my monitor inside my house. So I guess 500 nits is decent, I would say. You don't necessarily need more than that. One of the things that I really appreciate is the connectivity. You get a USB-C display port, 2 HDMI ports, 2 regular USB-C ports, and even a headphone jack. There's also a remote, which makes it super easy to switch inputs or adjust color profiles. So this means I can use my MacBook through a single cable and also connect a console like my PS5 and switch between them instantly. That's something that the Pro Display XDR or the Studio Display don't offer. So in daily use, this feels like a proper high-end display. The sharpness is excellent, the text is crisp, and having 32 inches of space makes multitasking so much easier. Editing photos or videos feel natural, and even just working with like multiple windows side by side is great. For around the same price, you could get the Studio Display. That one is smaller at 27 inches and 5K resolution instead of 6K, but it is true that it comes with a webcam and speakers. So if you want something that just works out of the box, I think the Studio Display is a safe choice, I would say. But personally, I think the Kuykon is also a very interesting option because it has a larger size and a high resolution, along with more ports and the possibility of connecting a console as well. You maybe have a webcam already or speakers set up on your desk, and you don't need those options built in the monitor. Personally, I think the Kuykon is a very interesting option because it has a larger size and higher resolution, along with more ports and the possibility of connecting a console as well. So if you compare this monitor to the Pro Display XDR, for example, you get the same size but over $6,000 once you add the stand. It does go a little bit brighter, up to 1000 nits, like I said before, and a contrast ratio of 1,000,000 to 1, which is insane. So if you need absolute top tier HDR performance, that's where Apple wins. But I feel like for most people, paying 3 times more just for high brightness and deeper blacks won't make sense, especially when the Kuykon gives you a similar resolution, solid color accuracy, better connectivity, and all of that at a fraction of the price. At the end of the day, what matters most to me is how it feels in my setup. It looks premium, it feels premium, and it matches the kind of workspace that I enjoy, which is clean and minimal and practical. So yeah, the Kuykon G32P is essentially a Pro Display XDR lookalike that delivers most of what you would want with more flexibility for basically a third of the price. It's not perfect, but at least for me, it's one of the most interesting alternatives if you want that Apple vibe but without paying Apple prices. So yeah, if you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below so I can improve the content for you guys. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.